Hey guys, this is Jon.
And I'm Ali.
And I'm Travis.
This is another episode of the Meatgistics podcast brought to you by Waltons. We obviously have a special guest. It's a VSE, very special episode of the Meatgistics podcast.
Is that a real thing?
VSEs?
Yeah.
It was like an
VSE.
80s sitcom thing when they were covering like a real important story of the day, something that was going on with kids. They would call it a VSE.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
So now you know.
Well, it's an honor to be here on these plush couches that Ali has so wonderfully designed for you.
They're incredibly comfortable, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like I could lay down right now and take just an amazing nap after all the meat that we've eaten.
We've eaten a lot and processed.
And processed and made. Yep.
Are y'all to the level of meat sweats yet?
No, I just had a little bit of salad to kind of even things out.
Terrible idea.
Rob,
done that.
who's not on the show right now, he ran and got a salad. And I did have a banana this morning, which I know you don't agree with that either,
No,
Jon.
big banana.
And I had an orange just to try to balance some of this meat out.
Yeah, fair.
Totally fine with the orange. Orange is the only thing that...
What do you got against the
Why?
banana?
I just don't like their potassium. You don't really need it.
What do you mean?
Bad for you.
That's a lie.
Nah.
Where's that science?
Bananas are bad for you.
Show me the science.
I'm pretty
Patrick,
sure.
can you look it up? Is a banana and potassium actually bad for you? Because I've heard Jon talk about it a couple of times now over the years, and I
Really?
just don't think it's bad for you.
No, there are things in a banana. Like a banana is not a natural fruit, right? Like if you want to like get back to a natural way of eating,
It is, but the bananas we eat are genetically modified.
Right,
They're not the same.
Nothing like an
I
actual.
found this out recently,
fruit.
and
Yeah.
it broke me a little
Yeah,
bit. It was really sad.
a plantain is what a banana
still eat
was, and then they genetically modified it to make this sugar fruit that you guys eat today.
Patrick, can you confirm what Jon is saying?
He's working.
He's
feverishly
working
over
on
there.
it over
If
there.
anyone has more like oomph to prove me wrong than Patrick, I don't know who it is. He loves doing it.
Oh.
It's to the point where I don't even argue with him very much anymore when he says something, because I know if he's gonna say something, he knows what he's talking.
He's
about
typing
for the
like
most
crazy
part.
over there to try to find it. He's shit.
Telling me that bananas have more potassium than oranges as far as like problems with it.
Oh. No problems, Patrick.
You don't need to
Interesting.
supplement
More-
potassium, is what I'm saying.
We're not
Okay.
supplementing.
So
Yeah.
why
We're consuming.
are you okay with the orange then if you've got an issue with the banana?
That's super easy. Oranges are tasty. Bananas are not. That's an easy one.
I will say there are some times where the texture of banana
It's just not
is
good.
just like, I don't know what happened to you. I don't know if you were just picked too early in life or what it is, but I don't enjoy you.
Yep.
It's got to have some
And-
green on it.
But there's also an orange that sometimes is just like, it's just such a mess.
Yeah.
You
it's
know,
dry.
that's why those little cuties, I mean, I feel like they usually don't soak your clothes when you're trying to eat them.
Yeah.
Dry one's terrible, but the messy ones I love. Like a good
An
messy orange, yeah. This is just so much juice
You
in
are
there.
such
It's
a unique
great.
character.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo.
He
What can I do?
is one of one, Allie.
Yes, he is.
You put up with him well, though.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So does
We
the
have
whole
we have a lot of
Walton's-
fun together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like most of Walton's does a good job just like letting me be me for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I explained last night. Jon is like, he's like my older brother, but the one that I didn't really ask for, but I got anyway, and we love that. It's great.
And the older brother that's probably the kindest to you.
I can't say that. I'm legally
You're
obligated to
obligated
deny that.
to talk well of your brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's understandable.
So Travis has been in for a couple of days now.
Yes.
We brought him back down. This is your first time at the new facility.
Yeah. This place is unbelievable. It blew away all of my expectations. Not only just the size, but the way that everything behind the scenes has been constructed for the employees, like the break room and this bubble water that I'm drinking, the bevy machine. Yeah, I mean, there's
Shout
a
out, Bevy.
fitness center in here.
Yep.
I mean, there's just a lot of nice reasons that an employee would love to come and work here too. And then the kitchen setup that you guys work in every day. I would love to have a kitchen like this. It's kind of like, I think a lot of guys would just love to have like a perfectly designed garage.
Yeah.
And I think I would love to have that and a kitchen just like this because you have all the tools that I love working with all right here, and you don't have to move anything. Like it is a working kitchen and it's very well designed. And then I think the biggest, most impressive thing is your massive test
Sure.
kitchen on the other side of the hallway. From this behind this wall here is a monster kitchen with the biggest grinders and stuffers and tools that I've ever seen.
Yeah, what is it, like 20 by 60?
I don't know.
Maybe even 20 by 80?
I mean, it's what, at least 3 of our last one?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
At least.
For sure. And it's got all central floor drains.
Yeah.
So everything, like, it's easy to clean the
You
floor.
just literally
A
hose
lot of
down.
really good thought went into setting that up. And part of the reason we do that is so if commercial customers wanting to buy a piece of equipment, they can actually come here and test it out first and work with Dave, who you got to work with.
I spent quite a bit of time with Dave. We made brats together, and I've followed your podcasts and your videos for years. I've gone on Meatgistics University many times to look up different ways of trying some cuts of meat and processing different snack sticks or jerky or whatever it might be. And I didn't realize that there was this massive commercial kitchen that was attached to this place.
Oh, yeah.
That you guys are running the big commercial tools that the processors use. And I mean, you walk in and it's, I think, like 45 degrees or something like that.
Yeah,
He's
we
got
get
the white
nice
suit
and
on. I
cold.
mean, it is, it's official. I put the booties on and everything. But you could, I feel like you could just dump an entire hog into that thing and it's going to grind it up.
For the most part, yep, that's a Hall 120.
Yeah.
It's a big mixer grinder.
That's
It
fun
can
stuff.
handle a lot of meat.
That is fun stuff. So we did a 25-pound batch, and that grinder spit out the whole 25 pounds in like 6 seconds.
Yeah.
It was done.
Crazy.
It was done. He turned it on. It went done. That's it.
It's so fast that it does make that weird noise.
It does.
It's
I
almost
know.
like a slurping
Yep.
noise. It's like,
Uh-huh.
Yep.
and then the second grind goes really fast on those
Oh, yeah.
two. I
Yeah.
try not to use that equipment other than smoker because it's just currently we don't have a retail stand-up smoker and it's so much easier.
Yeah.
But I don't use the grinders in there, the mixers or the stuffers, just because we're always trying to use obviously what our end user is gonna.
I love the smell of meat markets.
Okay.
Small towns, meat markets,
Really?
you go in there, and the smell when you go in, it's got the little bit of the smoke in the air from,
Okay, yes.
you know, however they're set up. When you walk into a meat market, there's almost always that smoky smell in the air,
Yeah.
and I just love it. And you guys have that here too.
Yeah.
I mean, this room, and we've been in it for a couple days now, and I still, when I leave this room and then I go into the next one, some of the different smoke flavors are in the air. And Brett said that it actually filters the smell into the men's bathroom.
It does.
And
It's
the
very
women's. It
strong.
does
Yep.
both of them.
Yeah.
It's
Do you like it too?
I do. It smells like a lodge to me. Like when you go to like a lodge that has like a nice restaurant that has some sort of like barbecuing going on.
Mhm.
That's kind of like cedar smelling stuff.
Yeah.
That's so it seems like there's a fancy candle in the bathroom.
You could make that smell in an incense and light it at my house, and I'd
We'll
be
call
happy.
it. Do we just call it Waltons? Do we call it
I would buy it.
Meatgistics? I
Yeah,
don't
there's
know.
a couple of smells out there that I think the smell of a shotgun shell.
Yeah.
That's a good
You
one.
know, after I always pick it up and I smell it and I hand it to my boys and they smell it too. So now that's every time they shoot, they pick it up and they smell it, which is good because I don't want them to leave the casing on the ground anyway. So they put it in a bag. But I always take that smell and I'm like, oh, if you could sell candles like that, I would have one
I'm
lit.
sure it's got to
Surely.
be out there.
I don't know if it is.
It's got to be out
I talked to
there.
my friends at Federal and I said, you got to make me some candles like this. And they always laugh about it, but I'm serious. Make the candles, please.
We'll find them.
I'll make one
Yeah.
myself. We'll put gunpowder into the base of it, so when you light it, it just has that constant smell.
Nah, you got to be
I don't know if
careful
that.
there.
Yeah.
I was waiting how long it's gonna take you to
You know,
figure that out.
glass shrapnel going
Yeah.
everywhere.
You'll know when you get to the end.
What did you think about the shipping area, though?
Huge, massive. I did spend a little time with a couple of the employees out there. So we've been down here filming an entire TV show for one of our shows called Made for the Outdoors. And basically Made for the Outdoors goes behind the scenes to show how products are made for outdoor users.
Sure.
And so it's a full half-hour show. We get to interact with employees, anything from making a gun to a boat, a bow and arrow to food. You know, that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But I also get to, this is my first time producing one of these episodes, but we've been producing them for 10 years now. And it's really cool to see the process of how things are made. But also, interact and work with employees. So I thought it was fun going and trying to complete orders and keep things moving and keep the assembly line going.
Yeah.
And I bogged it down a few times, not gonna lie, but he said he wouldn't hire me. But I said, you just have to let me learn a little bit on the job before you fire me. Yeah.
I would say a good amount, because you're obviously in the industry in some way, but there's so much on the back end that you have to have like internal knowledge to really understand how this place works. It takes like 4 years of work in here.
Well, yeah, there's
It takes a lot.
5,500 SKUs
Yep.
in that warehouse. So finding them efficiently, that takes a little bit of time.
Yep.
And also, you know, there's just certain parts of the shipping process that it's second nature to those guys out
Sure.
there that are working.
Yep.
But I think over time, you know, if I don't know, if you and I race, John, I could take you.
On picking an order?
Yeah.
No, I'd kill it.
No.
I would do way less mistakes and I would do it faster.
I think he talks
because I know what the
Do you think
product
he
is.
even knows how to package?
Yeah, but also you haven't pulled orders in this warehouse. When's the last time you pulled an order?
When I first started in customer service, I spent a week
How many years ago was that, John?
11 years ago.
How many times have we changed systems since then?
I
Still.
completed orders 23 hours ago.
Oh,
Pretty good.
So I mean, who'd you bet on, Ali?
Travis.
Thank you.
If you had done something in this building,
Yeah.
that sounds done something with. If you've done anything, John, no, if you've pulled an order here, then I would say, okay, John could figure it out because he does have the advantage of knowing what the products are to some extent. You know the retail products. What if it's you just get a commercial one that
I know
you're
what
like,
the
I have
commercial
no
products
idea what
are
these
as
are.
well. Most of them.
You sure about that?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
There's no way to solve this, so
We'll just do it
agree
later.
to disagree.
Oh, okay.
There's totally a way to solve this. It's called give
Let's
us each
do
an
it.
order, and we go and we see who processes.
There's no way to
first.
solve this. It won't happen.
I am regretting now though that
Yeah.
we didn't set you up with customer service for a while and have you answer phone calls and try to fix problems. That would have been a
Oh, that
disaster.
would have
That-
been.
But
Yeah.
the thought is
Potential to
making
be
me laugh.
awesome. Yes, potential to be awesome.
Yes.
Also potential to be disaster.
That could have been a bad deal.
If you could have
Yep.
gotten like
I could have
a
helped
crew
them.
that was angry, that would have been
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good.
I could have
And then-
directed them on where to find wild birds.
true.
Maybe how to help their
Yeah.
fishing game a little bit. You know.
Oh, you called him because you had a question about your grinder? Well, I can't help with that,
But
but
the
I can tell
moon-
you where to
the
go.
phase of the
Let me
moon
tell
right
you about the
now-
mooch minnows because they're hot. They're just coming out this
What'd you
week at
say?
ICAST, and I'm
Mooch
telling you,
minnows?
mooch minnows are where it's at. Yes.
What are those?
I'm going to show them to you in a week.
Ooh,
How
okay.
much have you loaded up on Crush City?
My boat is sagging because of the weight of Crush City. In it.
Nice.
What's
Yep.
Crush City?
Crush City is a Rapala.
Rapala, come on.
Rapala.
Rapala.
Soft bait
Rapala.
that is like, I caught 80 fish in a day last year because
Yep.
all I used was Crush City. It's awesome.
Yep.
And then I came home
Okay.
and bought a bunch and continued my dominance on my pond.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's a soft plastic lure for
Okay.
pretty much every fish eats other fish. So there's different colors, sizes, and the material that it's made out of. There's a jerk, which is just I got my first package of it going into this open water season. It's going to be available on retail, on shelves, and online starting maybe this winter or next spring. But I always get the testing
That's
about
awesome.
I know
That's
it's so great.
awesome.
I always tell people, I'm like, I'm crushing them on this bait. They're like, what is it? I'm like,
You
you'll
can't
find
get
out
it
in
yet.
about 6 or 8 months.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've had this jerk, and they announced it actually as we sit here. I just got a bunch of notifications saying some of the videos and the photos that we took with the product with their team were used
Getting
during
released.
the
Okay.
promotion of
Awesome.
this at ICAST is
Nice.
where they unveil, the fishing industry unveils all the new products that are going to be hitting the market in the coming months and for next season. So
Real quick, for anyone who doesn't understand why we just took a hard detour into fishing, you have to understand who we're kind of sitting with here. Travis is the host of a TV show called The Flush and a bunch of other shows he does for Ron Shera. But I think, stop me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. In Minnesota, what you are most famous for is you're a muskie guide who has a 2-year, if not longer, waiting list for people to try to get you to take them out. right?
Yeah,
It's around 2 years.
Yeah. I mean,
Easy.
it's there's a certain amount of time that I have available with the television production that we do. It's a full-time job times 10.
Right.
And then I've got 4 kids and an amazing wife at home that I want to spend all my time with. But I do still keep open a few hours throughout the summer that I'll take customers out fishing, guiding. I've been doing guide trips for over 25 years in Minnesota.
Nice.
So a lot of my customers that have been coming from different states or, you know, all over the place to experience Minnesota fishing, you know, I've been very blessed to have great fishing opportunities near where I live, but also the people that I've taken out too. And so being able to teach others how to catch a lot of fish is something that I still really enjoy. And I still do spend time on the water taking some old friends and clients and new people as well.
Sure.
So,
And
yeah.
I've been lucky enough to get like not quite one-on-one guides with you, but you took Austin and I
Yeah.
once, and your knowledge of that lake is encyclopedic. Like every time you told us something was going to happen, it happened. You'd be like, we're going to pull up to this point. There's a weed bed. You're going to cast out 15 yards. They're going to grab it on the way down. If we throw 3 casts and they don't catch anything, we're moving. And it was just bang every time. Then I went another time and you got me onto a muskie. And then we moved to lakes. We went to Minnetonka. And you guys were doing walleye fishing. And I was like, this is so boring. Like, I do not like this. Because I didn't really get it until we went up to the
Lake of the Woods.
Yeah, Lake of the Woods.
Yep.
And there you can actually like, I'd be like, oh no, now I can feel it on the way down. But without you, I just would have been there doing this.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, technology has changed. You know, forward-facing sonar is a sort of a controversial topic in the fishing world right now because what it does is it's a sonar that allows you to just see everything in real time in front of you. And in the past, you always would have to drive your boat over the top of the fish, and whatever was underneath you is what the 2D sonar would show you. Then they came out with side imaging, which allows you to look off to both sides, which gave you a wider view of what's happening down there. But the reality is our boat, our actions, our movements, our noise moves those fish. So now we don't have to disrupt them. I can see them 100 feet in front of me.
Oh, wow.
I can also know exactly where they're at to make that cast, which is where the controversy comes in. Some people say it's not fair. It's not fair chase. Depending on a muskie, for instance, that's a pretty good sized fish. And so they stand out in the open water. You can see them and obviously know where to make a cast. You're not making the fish at 10,000 casts was always the saying about a muskie because you got to put in a lot of time. And now you don't necessarily have to cast over dead water. You can scan around, and that's what some people do. So is it fair? That's up for everyone to debate.
Sure, it's like it's not like, but it's similar to using a drone when elk hunting, something like that.
Yeah. And so I serve on the citizen advisor panel for fisheries in Minnesota. And that's a hot topic right now where some anglers are saying, hey, we got to kill this thing. We don't want it. And others are saying, yeah, but where do you draw the line on technology? For me, I always say with this kind of equipment and knowledge comes a lot of responsibility on our end to protect the resource, whether we're on the lakes, we're on in a forest or in a field. We need to understand our role in what we take out affects the whole ecosystem. So being responsible, I use a lot of today's technology. It doesn't mean that I'm taking a lot of fish home. I do catch a lot of fish.
Right.
But I don't think that I'm taking more home than I did prior. You know, we are fortunate that we have delicious fish and they are nearby in the land of 10,000 lakes. So sometimes we'll bring a meal home for my family, but I know what a meal is, and it's not 6 walleyes. It's 2 or 3 feeds my whole family.
Yeah.
And so I'll only take what I think is right to take.
Is that part of your? Because I can't believe that you think that once you freeze a fish, it loses.
I
can't.
I told you this. We've gone back and forth on
I
this.
cannot believe
I haven't
that.
frozen
Whole
a
debate.
I
fish.
can't believe that.
I
Frozen
haven't frozen
fish-
a fish in over 30 years. And I know that if I catch a fish, I've got about 5 days where I know that it'll stay fresh and I can if I have time in that 5-day window to cook it, I'm gonna keep
Is that
it
vacuum sealed or is that just like in a Ziploc?
just in the refrigerator before
Okay.
having to freeze it.
Okay.
And if I'm not going to eat it fresh, I don't keep it. And that's
Okay.
because I know that I am a spoiled angler that has fresh fish right there.
So would
but
you ever buy frozen fish?
No.
Okay.
No.
Fish sticks? Just
No.
kidding. I know that would never happen.
Nope. And
That
I
feels just
I
wrong.
will cook fish a lot of different ways. And your seasonings, I use them all the time. The lemon pepper
Ooh.
is
Phenomenal. Yeah.
That's
phenomenal.
a good idea.
Yep.
And there's also breading. So sometimes you can deep fry it. And I mean, there's so many different ways you can bake it. I've even grilled it. I just like experimenting with different varieties of fish and different ways of cooking them. But health wise, deep fried fish is not exactly the healthiest option.
It depends on what you deep fry it in. Do it in some beef tallow.
Yeah.
We have a lot of that.
Yeah, do you want to bring some beef tallow home?
I would
Yeah.
give that a try. Lately,
Yes.
we've been doing coconut oil, but
Ooh,
the
it's-
temperature is
Smoke
really,
point. Yep.
yeah, it is so finicky. So
Is
I
it
don't like
sweet?
it. It does have a little bit of a flavor to it. You don't feel it afterwards where you're like, oh, it
That's
just sucks in my
nice.
gut. You know, like,
yeah.
Peanut oil or canola oil.
yeah, exactly.
Beef tallow, same thing. It's not going to
Yeah.
do that to you at all.
Yeah, I'd like to try that. That's one thing I haven't tried fish in. So
Yeah, we've got a ton. We'll
I
send
want
you
to I
one.
want to
Yes.
give that a try because,
Okay.
like I said, I'm always experimenting with new ways to cook stuff and prepare it, especially wild game. And fish technically would be wild game.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Why not?
Yeah, I would.
But
Consider
in
that.
a week when we're on an island together, that's going to be deep fried.
Yeah.
It's going to be the
Those
unhealthy
shore
stuff.
lunches are
Yeah.
legendary.
It is a
Absolute
Do
legendary
we have
meal on an
2 days
island.
of fishing?
3. Brace yourself.
Which Monday, Tuesday,
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yep.
Do we come back Thursday?
We come back Thursday.
Mhm.
I need to change my calendar.
Yeah, we leave
All right.
Thursday first thing in the morning from Canada, and we'll get back here Thursday probably around like midnight.
Good stuff.
But it's worth it. It's definitely
Oh,
worth
for
it.
sure, for sure.
All right, but we had you in here. We made some snack sticks out of a deer.
Mm-hmm.
You were nice enough to bring down. We did it that and pork trim, and then we made some beef jerky.
And with Dave right now currently in the smoker.
I did get a
brats.
message. It's done.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Maybe we should text him
Do
and
you
have him
want
bring
me
it
to-
in and see what
Okay.
that tastes like.
we can grab some if you.
Well, if
you
you
want.
want to sample it,
Sure,
because
sure.
normally you're the one feeding everybody else, but I can tell you that
You
I
can
made
feed
this.
me.
I
Look
can
at that.
feed you. Yeah,
Right, and it was the rustic French onion brat.
I believe that's
which
correct.
is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Mhm.
But the jerky we made is out of one of my new favorite seasonings. And this is, I'm going to bite this open because it doesn't have a tear. This is the Walton's Peppery Au Jus Jerky.
Which I'm going to tell you, if you haven't tried it yet, as somebody that's listening right now or watching this, that I have been eating this now for 2 days straight. And Jon and Austin and Ali have talked this up over the last couple months now. I've heard you talk about this a lot.
All the time.
And
Yeah.
the hype is real on this.
Yeah.
Like, it is some of the best jerky, flavor wise. I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to try it on venison. That's the one thing. This is beef,
This is beef.
and I think it's some of the best jerky that I've ever had.
As soon as I bit into it for the very first time, I was instantly in love with it. Dave made a very, very small batch, just like a couple of pounds. And as soon as it hit my lips, I was like, that's it.
Mhm.
Like, this is it. Like, we've nailed it. And it came in, I made a 25-pound batch. It was gone in no time. Her mom was stealing bags
Yeah.
My
Like-
mom cannot handle any level of spice at all.
at all.
So this is like one of our main jerkies that has an amazing flavor
Mhm.
and no spice.
Do you feel like, though, and this is what I've been eating now for a couple days, and I still enjoy it. There are some flavors where you're like, oh, this is awesome. I love it.
Mhm.
And then after you've got, 20 pounds of it and you keep eating it, you're like, kind of tired of that flavor in my mouth. So I
John
can't
has done
say
that
that yet.
before with
I
large
have done that
quantities of
before.
meat,
yeah.
which we still never posted. We'll get that posted someday.
Oh, you're talking about when I ate 44 pounds of
Andouille?
andouille
Yeah.
straight with nothing else in between.
That was a challenge. Which,
I-
by the way, are you doing any kind of weird challenges lately, or Will It barbecues?
Not really. No, we've got Some interesting Willow barbecues coming. But we
Can
don't
you
even
spoil
have
any of it?
We don't even have the meat for it yet.
What have you ordered?
Austin's only thing he won't eat is coyote. So I've got things that are somewhat similar to coyote coming. It's not a dog or anything.
I was
like
saying
that.
you
It's not a
can't lead
dog.
with
It's not a
that.
dog.
What does
Not a
that
dog.
mean?
Raccoon. We're gonna be eating
Also-
a raccoon.
That's
Coyote?
No, that's not the same as a coyote. So don't.
Coyote.
What do you mean?
Or from
They're both
A
Kansas.
raccoon
Trash
and a coyote
animals.
are two completely.
They're both trash animals. They eat trash.
No, one is a trash panda and one is not.
Raccoon is actually very delicious.
I don't
And
believe
adorable.
that. Somebody once told me that beaver tail was delicious too, and they were a
No,
liar.
no.
It's the worst. No, it's not the worst thing ever.
We have a wild game dinner in my hometown that's been going on for, I think it's 40 years. Big event, big draw, all kinds of different wild critters. Raccoons on there almost every year.
Okay.
And it's really good.
Okay.
So it's not like it's not a beaver tail exotic kind of meat. I know you didn't like the beaver tail. I don't know that I'd want
Possum
it.
was even worse though.
That sounds
Yeah.
terrible. That's a rat. That is
Possum was
disgusting.
the worst.
Yeah,
You ever
they
seen
just
a
look
possum
scary.
from Australia?
Totally
Are
different.
They're
It's a different
adorable.
animal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are adorable.
they're
What?
cute.
Yes, they look
Can you
nothing
pull
like
it up? I
our
would
Oh,
like
possums.
yeah.
to see.
Also, by the way, there are gunpowder scented candles, so I'll work
Okay.
on getting some of those around
Okay.
here.
Mm.
Well, my trash pandas, raccoons,
They are
possum.
trash pandas.
Possum.
Yep. But no, this I don't think I'd get sick of. I know what you're talking about. And it usually happens to me with snack sticks.
It looks
Like
like,
if I
a
have
Furby.
25 pounds of, say, habanero barbecue, by the end of that, I'm like, I don't want to eat any more of this.
Mhm.
But not with this.
And then it ruins you. I don't know if I'd say that's cute.
It's the eyes are
Compared to our
cute
possums?
and terrifying. That one's kind of cute.
No, that
Yeah.
one's scary.
No,
He's got big ears. I don't know.
but like that's scary to me.
No, that one's cute.
That's kind of cute
Yeah.
compared to our possum.
Okay, fair.
But ours look like just rats in their tails. and
Yeah, they're terrible.
I've just
I
had
hate
too many
those.
run-ins with possums
Ugh.
in all my years.
There
that
you go.
Yeah,
Why does that guy look cute though?
No,
He
that looks
doesn't.
like a nice guy.
No, he doesn't.
no,
Look at
that
his
is a
little
rat.
eyes. They say, "Give
No.
me a hug."
No,
No.
no.
I don't think you want a hug from
The
that.
only good things about possums is they eat ticks. Speaking of that, do you worry about
Speaking-
alpha gal?
I worry about ticks a lot.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time in the forest, northern Minnesota. When I was a kid, we did tick checks all the time, and we had ticks. But it's on a whole nother level now that it's to the point where when I take my dog and we go for a grouse hunt, I have a tick comb, and I'm always worried about bringing the dog back into the house.
Right.
I'll comb sometimes 100 ticks or more off of my dog after
oh
the
my
hunt.
gosh.
And then we'll drive down the road and I'll stop about 10 miles later and I'll open the kennel and drop the tailgate. I'll comb her again and there'll be another like 15. I'll go another 10 miles and I do this all the way back home because by the time we get home, I want to make sure that there are no ticks. And in my mind, I'm just so paranoid that there could still be one or two on her that would crawl off because she lays at the end of the bed with my boys. And the last thing I want is for my kids to get bit by a tick. And I feel like there's more ticks than ever before. I've asked a lot of biologists and other hunters, what's the cause of it? And our landscape looks so much different today than it's ever looked. And
How's that? More forest, less forest?
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of changes on the ground. And with that, you look at the grassland, you look at wetlands, you look at some of the forests and the lack of logging, or some areas still have it quite a bit. But the burns that we experience are, they're put out right away. We don't have regular have regular burns in our forests because we're controlling everything. Prior to us having control over all ecosystems, that stuff happened.
Sure.
And so now our fires do burn hotter than ever because some of that wood is just older and there's a lot more dead wood that it's like gasoline on that stuff. So with that, the change in how the landscape is managed by us, it does have an effect. Also, we have less birds than we've ever had. that is something that is real. That is something that everybody should take a look at and think about, because they're a big part of the ecosystem that we live in. What eats ticks? Birds. So if there's like 40 or 60% less birds, and I've heard different numbers, so that's worth looking up, and maybe Patrick could do that. But how many less birds are on the landscape today in North America? It's a lot. And so with that, you have potentially, could be one of the reasons why there's so many more ticks. Now, the weather too, I mean, snow and cold during the winter, another factor there as well. And it's affecting big game too. The ticks, I've seen some absolutely disgusting videos of deer and moose that are so covered with ticks that you can hardly see their fur.
Yeah.
And you're talking thousands and thousands of them. I mean, it's alarming. So yeah, when I go into the forest and I grouse hunt, which is my absolute favorite bird to hunt for in the upland world, I'm super paranoid about ticks and the diseases that they carry, because they can drastically affect our lives.
So what else aside from alpha gal and
Lyme's disease?
So is it those are the two that you're, especially with your kids, that you're worried about, or are there other ones? Are there things that I don't even know to be scared about yet that I should be?
Well, my dog had anaplasmosis right away. That's pretty common. Most grouse dogs are going to have that at this point, just because the medication that we give our dogs to kill the ticks, when a tick bites my dog, it's going to die.
Yeah.
But anaplasmosis transmits before the tick dies.
Yeah, so some people don't know that when you're putting the guard on your dog's coat, it is not keeping the ticks off them. What it's doing is it's making it so that when that tick bites your dog, it dies before it can transmit some harmful diseases,
but not all of them.
Right.
Exactly. And so I found that out right away, and so it kind of led me to wonder, talking with doctors, why don't humans take this? And the reaction or the response that I've gotten from multiple vets is a dog just doesn't live long enough for the effects to really take hold. Whereas our life, we're going to live for 50, 60, 70 more years.
I was going to say,
nah, maybe not that much. But if it's some younger listener, we hope that they do live that long. So the effects of, she's cutting up that brat. So the effects of this medication, the tick medication, would potentially kill us over that amount of time.
So don't do it.
I would say probably not.
So don't do it. That's a good point.
But there have been some humans that have tried it, I guess, from what I've heard.
Right about bird numbers, we were down 53% since 1970.
I can fix that.
Wait, hold on. Clarification on the number. Is that like the U.S. as a whole? North America. Thank you. Okay.
Yep. Thanks, Patrick. I
Cats
hope everybody
kill-
heard that. Did you hear that? Okay, so Patrick just said we are currently down 53% in North America for birds. According to, what's your source?
Google AI.
Okay, AI.
Get rid of house cats. They kill billions of
Really?
birds a year.
Yeah, feral cats are
Billions of
they
birds a
are
year. Get rid of them.
massive
And they don't
predators.
do anything like.
I did see saw a video of a cat getting a squirrel yesterday. Man was trying to release it onto a tree, and slowly, and it was like getting better, and the cat just ran up the tree out of nowhere. And
They
I was
are
like,
little
"What just
predators. They're absolutely
They are,
vicious.
They're
yeah.
vicious killers.
So yeah, they get a lot of birds. But yeah, another thing that does eat a lot of ticks is possum. They do eat
Really?
a lot of ticks. So
Golly.
do you guys have up there? I know Yellowstone almost went like bad because we were managing fires so much and just stopping them. And there are pine trees there that require a burn to release for the pine cone to open.
I don't know if those are the ponderosa pines or
Okay.
if it's a different one. I'm not entirely sure, but that's if like 2 weeks ago I was in the Boundary Waters with my boys and teaching them all kinds of life skills up there in the wilderness. And if you want to start a fire, go get dry pine needles.
No,
It's basically like gasoline.
no, it just goes.
So that's why some of those pines, different variety of pines, those needles when they're dry, they like if you have a Christmas tree and you want to see a big blaze, let that thing dry out for a couple months and then light it on fire, and it is going to set an incredible blaze.
Okay, so
That's what you're looking at when you see these huge fires in the mountains and in northern forests.
yeah, and that's how it spreads so quickly as well.
You can't put that out.
You hear of fires moving 70 miles an hour, and it's wind and pine needles.
John, I made some brats for you over here.
Let's try them. All right.
I haven't even tried them yet.
It's a very, very...
Duelist knife.
All right, well, we'll run that on the True Hone and get it nice and sharp. So
Which
this is...
I think that's something you should talk about more often on the show. More injuries happen to people with knives because they're cutting with a dull knife than anything else.
100%.
Yeah. All right, we're going to test this.
Technically, not a bratwurst. Just want to point that out.
Why?
Because they added cure to it, and then they smoked it instead of grilling it.
Why'd that cure?
I don't think we had a
Oh,
cure.
you didn't add cure?
No,
Oh.
we smoked it.
Probably
So
should
it's
add
then a
cure.
bratwurst.
It's smoked. Yeah, so it's smoked bratwurst. So flavor, great. Texture, not as great.
Is that the casing?
Yeah, it's from smoking it. And that'll happen. Instead of just putting it on the grill. But rustic French
Are you going to
onion-
hurt Dave's feelings when he listens to this?
No.
No.
No. This is something that happens when you smoke
Well,
a natural
and
casing.
full disclosure, he was testing out some new casings on it. So he had multiple casings, and it's more so just he's trying to wrap his head around all of the different items so that when butcher shops or commercial processors call in, he could say, yes, I did that. And it was kind of interesting watching him work with this
cool.
stuffer that is like, I had to climb a ladder to put the meat in. It. I mean, it was enormous. And
He's not joking
it was,
either.
and it was, I'm
literally.
not, yeah. And it pumps out brats. I mean, he could crank up the speed, but he had to get all the settings right. And so it didn't work right away the way he had it, the settings on it, because he wanted it to twist and then spit out the next one and twist so that every brat is perfectly exactly the same. Because if you think of a commercial manufacturer or a commercial processor or a butcher, they might have a 500-pound batch that they're going to push through.
Yep.
And
You're not doing that by hand.
you're not doing that by hand.
Or you don't want to.
You don't want to anyway. So
Yeah.
that speed that it comes out, we put the camera in slow motion, but then he goes, well, you want me to crank it up? I was like, let's see what this baby's got.
It's pretty cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
the brats were flying out, and it just really took different settings. And he goes, man, that replaces a human body that is hard to find right now in the meat processing world, which, I mean, statistically, I don't know what you guys probably have more information with your Meat Matters, but are we down butchers in America? Do we need more?
So you can't really look at the numbers right now based on the last 5 years because there was such an explosion during COVID.
Yeah.
Everybody and their brother was opening their own processing plant. And we did lose a lot of those in the last 2 years. But we also probably should have lost a lot of those. Like a lot of those were ones
So are we
that
back
never
to
should-
pre-COVID numbers?
No. I'm sorry. We're above.
Okay.
We're still above that. There was a time during COVID where there were legitimate 2-year waiting lists for slaughter. Like there were animals
Crazy.
that did not go to slaughter during their prime because there weren't enough processing facilities to open it. What happened was they had a bunch of people then open businesses who didn't really have a sustainable business plan. They just knew like, hey, there's this need for this. I'm going to jump in on this where, where they lived or set up their business didn't actually have the population to sustain what they were trying to do. So
I want to say there were also a lot of grants around that time
there
too,
were
right?
so many grants.
So people had extra incentive to go get started
Money
because
was
you have assistance.
flying.
Yeah.
But flavor-wise,
This is-
rustic French onions.
I think this is the first time that we've added Swiss into it too, which feels like it completes it.
Well, maybe it is.
Because like rustic French onion soup should have that like Swiss layer or something
Absolutely.
similar over the top. This is the only time I'm going to say that I do want to eat Swiss.
Swiss is the best cheese.
Wrong.
This is not up for debate.
Ron says, Allie.
We debated this many
I
times.
actually would prefer pepper jack.
Great life decision.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like her.
It's heathens I surround
What do you got
myself
against
with.
it?
I don't hate pepper jack. It's just not Swiss. Swiss superior to all other
Exactly.
cheese.
That's the point.
Patrick's
It's a good
rubbing
thing.
his head over there. Like, I can't believe we're going back to this again.
He's so sick of it.
Why? Should we try the venison here? I mean, we poured our blood, sweat, and tears into it.
And it is your
Let's do
venison.
it.
It is. I will say that's part mine, part my son's first deer.
Okay, I was wondering if you were
Aw.
going to fess up to that or not.
That's very
Stealing
sweet.
your son's deer meat.
I'm not stealing. I'm bringing that home, and he's going to eat it, and they're going to hammer this stuff.
Who said you get to take these home?
Well, I mean, I feel like
I say just give me a piece. Only a whole.
You don't want the
One,
whole
two,
thing?
three. Got it. Thank you.
So this is Willie's. We did not add encapsulated citric acid, so it doesn't have that tang. We did add sodium erythorbate, and we also added some high temp cheddar cheese.
It smells so good.
not elite.
Right away, what I like about Willie's and deer is with pork, you kind of lose that initial heat on Willie's. You don't get any of it. As soon as you bite into a deer stick made with Willie's, you get right away you get a black and red pepper heat. And I think the difference is the amount of fat that you put into it. These are probably about 20%. Normally when I make pork snack sticks, 25, something around there.
I thought we felt, to me, it felt a little bit light. I'm used to doing almost a 50-50 split when I make any kind of sausage.
You mean between regular pork?
If I'm doing a venison, a sausage or a mix of any kind, I usually do 50-50.
Right, but you're just using pork. We were using pork trim.
What's the
There
difference?
is a difference. Pork trim is extremely high in fat content. So
Okay.
you're going to get more fat doing what we did than you would from a 50-50 split.
So if you're just using pork butts,
Yeah.
what's okay?
Yeah, sometimes I'll talk to a local butcher and we'll, like when we make sausage or brats, we usually do big batches. I've talked about this before.
Yep.
But I'll do anything. A common batch for our family would be 350 to, I think the most we did was 750 pounds. So you're
Which is
talking,
insane.
It is. It's a whole weekend. And the smoker, once it starts going, I mean, once we make it, then it's got to sit. And, we've been doing this since I could walk, basically.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's 3 generations now. I think my dad is really kind of taking it to another level. And there's a ton of pride in it, too. Everybody that has it, they're like, oh, get some of Tim Frank's sausage.
That's the best feeling in the world.
It is. And so that's his baby. I'm the mule. I'm the mixer. Before these, the tools came out that are a lot better, I had my hands in there and I was mixing, and you got to mix good to get that. What I learned is what's the sticky part that you called, John?
Protein extraction.
Protein extraction didn't have a name when I was a kid, but we knew it had to be sticky before we could move on to the next part of the process.
Yeah, when we were grinding everything for this, you made it very clear that's your favorite part.
Oh, I love the grinding part.
Really?
Yeah, the grinding. Heck yeah. And now that's my kid's favorite part too.
And do you have a one shot? If not, we need to get you a one shot.
I
so you
don't
can
have a one
be
shot.
done.
It's game changing.
So much easier.
So why do you need to? And I keep wondering this. Why do you need to go the second time through? Because I run it through one time. That's it.
You do what now?
I don't run it through a second
What
time.
size hole do you use on your? Are you using a 1/8 hole on your first grind?
I don't know the measurements on it, if I'm being honest.
Okay, so real quick, I'll just explain why you would do it twice. If you're making a product like that, you need it to be a fine texture, right? We don't want these huge clumps of everything, so we want to go through a 3/8 plate first, because asking the meat to go from a whole muscle chunk all the way through that 1/8 plate, we're putting so much stress on those proteins that we're going to start smearing our fat. We're going to start just destroying our meat.
It all gets mixed together anyway. What's the difference?
This is very upsetting.
I'm so mad at
This
me
is
right now.
very upsetting.
I'm even slightly on John's side
Yeah,
for
no,
once.
not slightly. You're 100% up. No, yeah, thank
That's
you,
a
Patrick.
good. Yeah.
There's a
It's fair.
right way to do things, and there's a tool for every job. And a 1/8 plate is a second grind.
I don't have big, massive chunks of meat coming out of it. So therefore, I think I must be just using a smaller hole diameter for the first
yeah,
pass.
yeah.
And we do cut them up into small pieces. We're not running big chunks through.
that part doesn't matter. If you're grinding something this size versus this size,
Yeah.
it's still a whole muscle, not broken
I
down.
don't know.
All those proteins are still
Ellie, what we've been
connected
doing
to
has
each
worked
other.
for
It's still
40 years.
you've
But-
been doing it for
but here's the
wrong
thing.
for 40
There's,
years.
there's a
don't know,
lot of
you
things
ate
that
it,
you
you
can
liked
do
it.
for a long period of time, but there's still a way to make it better.
Yeah, hey, I'm with you. I'm fine. I'm just saying we've not had
Your lack of reaction to the one shot should have told me that there was something going on there, because you just watch it, you're like, yeah, that's good. That's fast.
We're already doing it.
You weren't
just
like, oh
once.
my, you're
I
done.
was doing it all in one, but I
Should have
didn't want
known.
to say anything.
I
should have kept my mouth shut.
You definitely should have. Now I'm gonna have to come up for one of your family.
Well, I
sausage making
would
and
love to
supervise.
have
No.
a kitchen like this.
No.
So we have my dad's sort of 3-season porch, and and I hear you talk about temperatures and all this, and he's like, I tell my dad, I'm like, we need to move faster, and he's like, it's fine. I've been doing this for 60 years. It's fine. And he's got and you would be like, guys, we gotta go. So I'm trying to. I've learned a lot from you, John.
Yeah,
I really have.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to implement some of that stuff in what we do, but we have this tradition that we've done forever and ever, and my dad's like, it's worked for 60 years. I don't need to change it. I'm like, okay, fine.
So
the
kind of like
argument
you just said, we've been doing this for 40 years, and I don't need to change that with your grind styles.
Right.
Yeah.
So the argument against that is, like, I've driven without my seatbelt 1,000 times. The next time's not going to hurt, but you're going to get in an accident eventually, and someone's going to get hurt, and that is what happens with food poisoning.
Like cooking ground beef and actually temping it when you're doing burgers. Same.
Well, we cook it, we smoke it. We do it in the winter, so I mean, we're not really talking about a lot of time. It's not like we leave it set out in the sun in the heat and it's 80 degrees.
Yeah.
We usually make it in January or February. And in Minnesota, it's pretty cold out there.
Actually, it might be
so
colder
sometimes,
there then.
sometimes we actually have to protect it from the cold so it doesn't freeze while everything is, all the seasonings and everything. I think we do an overnight and then we run them into the smoker.
Yeah, it was like when I was a kid and I learned that Inuits use refrigerators not to keep food cold, but to keep it from freezing.
Oh,
And
wow.
so their refrigerators are like anti-freezers up there. So
I would like to take this whole set home with me and have this kind of space, because I think, like I said, everyone wants to have this man garage. I want this kitchen.
sure. What, from a bird hunting aspect or a bird processing aspect, what would you want?
I want a nice big sink with a disposal.
Okay.
I want heat, because typically when people are cleaning their birds or their game, hunting season, it's most of the time where I hunt, it's cold out.
Sure.
And so you want to make sure that your meat is stored at a cold temperature, but when you're cleaning it or cutting it, I butcher all my own, from deer to ducks, geese, turkey, pheasant, grouse, all of it, fish. I like to have a big sink area. I want to have a good working space that's not too tall, not too low. You don't want to hurt your back when you're scrouch over trying to clean a bird. So something that's the right height, and you want to have, I don't know, I guess really heat, running water, a sink with the disposal, a garbage system that works well, and a good place to cut everything up, a big flat surface, cutting boards, and then, really just a couple of cupboards to have all of or drawers to have your knives, your knife sharpener. I really think, like I said before, most accidents happen when you have a dull knife. So I'm constantly cleaning my knife and sharpening it. I cut. I mean, we'll sometimes do like 5 deer at a time, 6 deer at a time, maybe more. And everyone, I'm all over them about sharpening. Sharpen your knife. Just sharpen your knife, and they're like, they get annoyed by it. But I don't want anybody to get cut. I've cut myself before, because you put too much pressure on the knife because you're trying to force it through, and that's when it slips, and that's when you cut yourself.
Yeah, breaking down a deer, you want a sharp knife, yes, absolutely. But when you're just initially breaking it down, there's so much that you can really just pull and almost just scrape with your knife, just like separate. Once we start going into like, you want to cut down into deer steaks, then I'm 100% with you. That knife needs to be really sharp.
I would say the whole process, though.
You think the whole process?
The whole process.
Okay.
Yeah, you never want to go into it with a dull knife. You're gutting it. You want to make sure you got a sharp knife out in the field. And I almost lost a friend back in high school because while gutting it, his dad, he was holding the front legs. His dad was coming up towards him. The knife, he was forcing it. The knife slipped. Before he even realized it, that knife jabbed him in the thigh. And hit a main artery.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they were quite a ways away from the vehicle. Because he's like, why is there something wet on my leg? He didn't realize it, but he had been stabbed in the thigh there. And his dad stuck his thumb in the hole, threw him over his shoulder, and ran to the vehicle and got him to the hospital before he bled out. But that just goes back to how fast accidents happen.
Sure.
And again, I can't stress enough how something as simple as just having a sharp knife or being mindful of the tools you're using and the effects of what can happen.
How important is a vacuum sealer for you as a bird hunter versus a large game hunter?
Every piece of meat gets vacuum sealed.
Okay.
Every
So
single piece.
you're all the way into that
all the way
now?
in. Yeah. Yeah. Because prior to having a vacuum sealer years ago, I mean, you think about some of the cuts that you might not use for a while. We'd use the wrapping paper, and you really had to be careful. I remember sucking air, trying to suck air out while I would fold over just to make sure, because I've talked about it on this podcast and others many times. You spend a lot of effort and time out there in the field to harvest that animal, and it means a lot to make sure that every piece of meat gets consumed and eaten. And as soon as it's freezer burnt, it's not good.
Most people don't like it.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And I don't want to cook a wild game animal of any kind for somebody and have them feel like, oh, I don't like pheasant, or I don't like duck, or I don't like deer.
Do you do this? Do you save the prime cuts for like not cooking for yourself? Because generally I'll try and cook something better from something I made if I'm feeding someone else than if I'm just feeding me.
I think that's probably fair.
Yeah.
But I will say the tenderloin on a deer, that is the number one piece. So, yeah, I mean, I'll eat just a regular steak. I love venison. I've made it for many, many years. I love the taste of it. I think most people overcook it, and that's why they don't like the taste of it.
Yep.
Venison that's harvested, taken well cared for in the field, and then processed and butchered and cut up, cooked correctly, I'd put it up against a lot of beef. Which I know somebody say you're nuts, you're crazy.
Nope.
But if it's handled correctly, if that deer is eating corn, soybeans, wheat, grass, it's eating a lot of the same stuff. So depending on where you harvest a deer from, there are cuts that if cooked correctly, I would put it up against a steak.
No, they've done studies on that where they've had professional processors do deer. And I mean, not with like a ribeye, right? Because you're going to know a ribeye's a ribeye, but like sirloins, they've done studies with that, and like most people cannot tell the difference. So there's absolutely something to that. Do you use deer and wild game rinse when you're in the field?
No.
You should.
You've talked to me about that for a couple of years now.
And just nothing. Not getting through.
It'd probably be frozen before I could spray it.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah. So sometimes, depending on the shot, I'll see it in the field, analyze it. If there's any part of that deer that I feel like I don't want, something that maybe a bone fractured during the shot going through that potentially hit a gut or something in there that I don't want, a lot of times I'm in a foot of snow. I hunt just about in Canada. I'm so close to the border, and it is usually cold and there's a lot of snow on the ground. I'm a mile and a half into the forest, and I carry what I need and not any extra weight. So if I brought in some spray,
Sure.
it's probably gonna be frozen by the time I need to use it. And I use snow.
It has ascorbic acid in it, so it wouldn't freeze. But
okay,
if that's what you,
okay, no, that's fine. That's fair. That's fair. But I usually would take snow
and pack it right on
and clean it out.
Yep.
Because the animal is so warm inside.
Yeah.
I specifically, and this might be gross, I don't know, but I remember hunting with my dad as a kid, and it would be so cold that I'm like, Dad, my fingers
Sticking
hurt.
your hands
And
inside.
he goes, just put them inside for a little bit, and they'll warm up, and they do. I mean, that animal
There's
is
nothing
really
gross
warm.
about that, or I don't see anything gross about that. What's your hunting rifle?
30-06. I still have the same one that I got from my dad when I was 12 years old.
Are you still using the same optics on it?
I'm still using it.
What?
I had my friends give me such a hard time, but I'm old school, and they say it shoots magic bullets because
or you're just skilled.
I don't take a shot that I don't think is going to be a lethal hit. I just have been trained that way growing up. You get one shot, you make it count. Don't take a shot if you don't think it's. That's why when people are like, I don't think I hit it. I'm like, what do you mean? Didn't you have it held on the vitals? Well, yeah, but like there's so many of these stories that I hear about, and I'm like, you should never be pulling the trigger unless you think it's exactly where it's supposed to go. And I get buck fever. I get the excitement, the adrenaline, sometimes the distance, but then you got to say, don't take the shot.
Farthest I've ever had a deer run was 60 yards. Like, I'm never going to take a shot. Like, so I was talking to somebody who made a 400 or a shot on a running deer at 400 yards. I was like, why are you doing that?
Yeah,
I know this person
I've done
well.
It. I've done it, but only because it was a wounded one that somebody else already hit.
There you go.
Yep.
Like, I'm not taking a shot on anything that I'm not sure I can put that animal down incredibly quick.
We owe it to the animal to make that shot a responsible, safe shot to put it down quickly and not to wound that deer.
My first deer I ever got, both lungs and a piece of the heart. Like,
wow, look at this guy.
Right through. But I
Pretty
practiced
impressive.
so much.
Good
Like,
for you. You should. And you should have that gun, that rifle sighted in.
It was a bow, but
Yeah. So I'm usually,
crossbow, but still a bow.
Oh, you're
It was a
shooting with
crossbow. It was the first.
Yeah.
It was my first one.
So I aim for an inch or two high at 100 yards with my 30-06,
Yeah.
and I feel pretty confident out to 300. But where I hunt in the forest, I don't usually get that distance.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean that's part of why I feel like I don't usually miss when I pull the trigger on a deer, is because I know where my gun is shooting. I practiced. I'm confident in it, and I'm not going to take a shot unless I am holding it exactly where it needs to be.
So yeah, that's why I like 6.5 so much. Is just such a flat trajectory. I don't have to worry too much. So it's an easy caliber to shoot. I'm not by any means an incredibly experienced hunter. I did a lot of research, and it was either that or 7mm, talking about just how easy it is to be like reliably, this is where I need to aim at this distance. So I really like the
and
the 6.5
you're
for that.
here. You could probably take a 600-yard shot easy
I
out
never
here.
would.
I mean,
yeah, my hands aren't steady enough for that.
right,
They're
and
just not.
that's where the practice comes in. You got to know how to read a distance. I mean, there are a lot of tools available now too. I mean, you could take OnX on your phone and put two fingers, one on the rock pile and one on your location, and it'll tell you exactly how far away that is.
Cool.
Or
That's
as
so
you're
cool.
turning your phone in compass mode, you can see exactly as you zoom in and out how far everything is. So I do that before, when I'm sitting down. If I have a clearing, I'll just scan across the clearing and say, all right, that side of the clearing is 175, that side's 250, and so I know ahead of time, because when things are happening out there, a mature whitetail, it does some funny stuff to us. It really does. And that's part of the reason why there are millions of deer hunters in America, and it's part of the reason why people poach, because there's something about a mature whitetail buck that just
Drives people nuts.
it drives people nuts. Yeah. So
I have a nice pair of Bushnell rangefinding binoculars.
Yeah.
So I'll just, there's that, and just, there is a little bit of a, every once in a while it's like, is that 140 or is that 170? It's like, oh no, it's kind of too late. But I mean, you just have to remember. So I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish it up. I say the three of us come up with a bet for Wiley Point.
Okay.
okay.
It's kind of unfair to Travis though, because he doesn't get to fish as much as we do.
If there's money on
you're
the line, I will
Guiding.
front end you guys and make sure I'm casting
Well,
at
I
the
wasn't
best spots.
thinking about putting money on the line. Something more fun than that.
Well,
If the two of you are in the boat, I'm pretty sure that Allie's going to catch
Oh, is that how
the
you want to do
most
it?
fish
Okay.
and bigger fish. Only because when I take ladies
that's how it
out, I
goes.
always make sure that they're put in the best position.
Thank you.
I will push Allie right out of that position.
I believe you.
Fishing.
I'll trip him first. That's-
Somebody's going in the water, and I will say that I've already seen John go in one time, so probably going to be John.
yeah, I
Minutes after
need to hear this. story
asking
sometime.
him, has anyone ever lost a pole on you? It came right out of my hands as I was casting. And I like dove in after it. And Mark Lukey, who's this Viking of a man, Travis
He's
is
a
like,
specimen.
grab his legs. Grabbed me by the legs and like pulled me back out.
John leans over the boat to grab the rod. The rod wasn't going to sink. I think I told him.
He did tell me.
Don't worry, it can't sink. The cork handle makes it float. But
Doesn't
yet
matter.
he went in, and as he reached, he kept going. And it was like his shoes caught him on the ledge of the boat, and so he was under. He was like,
And I would not let go of that.
yeah, he was like heads underwater up to about his waist. So you just see John's legs, locked into the side of the boat, and then we grabbed him and pulled him back up.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was not going to
That's
be
so
the person who, like, in my mind, yes, I lost it, but I also got it back.
All right, so what's the bet? What do you want to bet? Like biggest fish, most fish?
I don't even know what to bet.
I think biggest walleye's the fairest.
Okay.
Because if either one of us catch either a good northern or
a muskie,
it's over, right? And if one of us catches a muskie,
she could catch a bigger one,
and the other one doesn't, right? So if we both catch a muskie, that's one thing. But
then the bigger muskie wins.
It can't just be biggest fish.
We're all
Is that
gonna,
not? It doesn't work like that.
If she catches a muskie, John, I think that she wins over your 26-inch walleye.
Okay, so it's biggest fish. I'm down on biggest fish.
I don't know.
I think so.
Okay,
I know
down.
nothing about this trip.
I'm
other
down.
than
But what's
you.
on the line?
Yeah, that's the question. What is on the line?
Man, I don't know.
How about the other person has to take, like I would have to take you or you would have to take me, any restaurant I want in town,
Okay.
other person pays for it, whatever it is.
Is alcohol included?
Yes.
Ooh.
I had a very similar bet 2 weeks ago with a buddy who he offered the same bet. So my wife and I would go out to dinner with him and his wife, which we do regularly, but one of us would have to pay.
Sure.
He said, "You can't throw me off of a tube behind the boat."
Oh, good Lord. That's
And I was walking away when he said it. I go, "What?" He goes, "You wouldn't be able to throw me off a tube." And I was like, "I bet I can." And he goes, "How much?" And so he came up with the bet. Guess how long he lasted?
14 seconds.
6 seconds. 6 seconds, and he was off. And he was flipped and rolled over like a turtle on his shell, skipping across the water. So I drove by and I didn't even say anything. He goes, "Well, not going to make an excuse here, but I wasn't ready for you to go that quick, that fast, and I wasn't on my knees yet." So my wife was kind of chuckling. She goes, "Double or nothing." He goes, "You're on."
Oh, no.
So we now have, and she didn't even have the video rolling yet to film him, to which when he double or nothing, she then had time to get the phone out because I took it a little easier on him, and then we built up. And so now we have this video of him rolling and flipping off of it. So
That's awesome.
yeah, that's a great bet, you guys.
Limited 2 drinks.
Okay, because here's the problem is that you can consume a lot more than I can.
Yes, I can.
So
limit of 2 drinks.
limit 2 drinks.
Is that fair? Okay.
Oh, here it comes.
We'll take it.
Okay.
Patrick, you're seeing it right there.
All right.
And
Winner's
just so
choice?
you know,
Winner's choice.
Okay.
I will do everything in my power to make sure you win
Thank
this
you.
bet.
I need to do some work before then. I'm gonna start visualizing the perfect cast.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry about
I would
it.
just
Working
let
on
him
you.
teach you.
Jig.
Yeah, when you get
I
up
got-
there,
I
just
got
let him
you.
Jig
teach
is
you.
the word that
The
we
only
use.
thing
Jig is the word.
Okay.
there are other people there, so I don't get to fish with you each outing.
Oh,
And
I'm not just gonna be like with you the whole time.
not the whole time.
No.
no.
Oh.
We
Well,
kind
who
of
else am I gonna get?
Everybody will be. You and I will be on the boat, same boat every day, right? We
maybe
usually
she might
do
be with
that.
Hannah though.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that we can allow that though. Somebody has to keep him accountable.
Oh, there's
So
plenty of
picture it
accountability.
didn't
Trust
happen.
me.
There's plenty of
After
accountability. Yes.
my performance on the one amazing day last year, and then maybe how I acted when I won up, there'll be plenty of people.
He
who
was
keep
strutting
me-
like a peacock for sure.
They'll want to
But
keep me
there
honest.
is
the
a
next
there
6
is a
months.
contest every day. Everyone throws it like $5 or $10.
$5 or $10.
Yeah, so it ends up being like $200 or $300
But it's nice.
for the
Yeah.
largest fish. So you actually have to prove that you caught.
Yeah.
And so if you get a
Okay.
big walleye,
Great.
you're gonna measure it. If you get a big northern, you're gonna measure it. If you
Yep.
get a muskie, because story time at dinner
Is awesome.
is awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
And John tells great stories. Yes.
He does.
It
And
was
he just kept coming up
unbelievable.
over and over and over to
Dave
tell
was
stories.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's
Can't
great.
tell some of them on the podcast, unfortunately.
We'll talk about him at the trip.
Sounds good.
What happens in Canada stays in Canada.
That's not
Luckily.
true. John told his story about catching that muskie 10,000 times.
Oh, I know. It has been all over the place. And it's really not true what happens in Canada stays in Canada, because what happens up there, John will tell everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I like stories.
Who doesn't?
All right. Well, Travis, thanks for coming down here. We are going to go play some golf. You haven't played in a while, so
been a couple of years.
This will get interesting. We'll
Yep.
have a few beers, have a good time.
I'm excited about
Sounds
it.
good.
And I will just say thank you for having us down, and really to the whole Walton's family for creating this place, because my goodness, this is just
Thank you.
a really nice warehouse. It's a nice operation that you guys have going on here, and seeing it all and being able to participate in some of the testing that you guys are doing here just solidifies everything that I already knew or thought I knew about this operation and everything at Walton's, but top notch, first class.
It's
Well
kind
done.
of meat wonderland.
It really,
Yeah.
I mean,
it
kind
really
of
is.
Really kind of is.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
awesome.
It's awesome.
We're very proud of it.
Mhm.
Cool. All right, thanks. See you guys.
See ya.
Thanks for checking out the Meatgistics podcast. To shop everything but the meat, head on over to waltons.com. To get your meat processing questions answered by experts and enthusiasts alike, head on over to our online community at meatgistics.com. Waltons, everything but the meat.